Let me tell you about where I started. Just picture this, an inexperienced me standing nervously in the car dealership lot, surrounded by cars and veteran salespeople. The idea of making $10,000 a month seemed like an impossible dream to me. See, I lacked the confidence. I struggled every single day. I struggled with every word, and I struggled with closing a deal. And I felt like closing a deal was like reaching to the stars. But fast forward today. See, I'm living proof that those stars are closer than you think. I want to share with you the journey that I went on. A journey that had challenges, but I'm also going to give you the strategies that also transformed my life from a hesitant novice sales professional to a fucking sales machine, pulling in over $10,000 a month in my first year as a salesperson. See, in this video, I'm not just going to share with you the tips. I'm going to take you on a ride through my personal experience, the highs and the lows, the breakthrough moments and the strategies that I used that changed the game for me. See, by the end of this guide, you'll have a roadmap to accelerate your sales career and reach that coveted $10,000 a month that I know you're hoping to achieve. See, this isn't just a guide, this is a journey. So if you're ready, let's turn your doubts into dollars. See, step one on your way to making $10,000 a month is master the product that you're selling. Master your product knowledge. See, when you're first getting into sales, your confidence probably is not the highest. You're a little bit nervous, you're a little bit timid. And the only way to make up for that at the very beginning, you're not going to be the best salesperson. You're not going to know how to build rapport. You're not going to know how to get the customer to a yes. You're not going to know how to close the deal. But if you know what the hell it is that you're talking about, man, that's going to increase your odds of you making a $10,000 a month. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to master your product knowledge. Understand the product that you're selling. See, there's a lot of sales trainers out there who are full of shit. They say you don't need to know what the product is. You don't need to know what it is that you're selling. You just need to know people. Man, that's the biggest load of bullshit that I ever heard. How the fuck can you sell something to somebody? See, people aren't stupid in 2023. Man, common sense is not common anymore, but they don't want to be sold by a salesperson. They want to be sold by a freaking human being. And people, we live in the age of information. If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man, you're never going to be able to sell anybody anything. So the first thing is, and by the way, if you know your product, the customer will respect you for that. It'll make up for your lack of skills. It'll make up for your lack of closing skills. It'll make up for the lack of you knowing how to bring the customer back to the deal. And it'll make up for the lack of you not knowing how to overcome objections, because at least you know what the hell it is that you're talking about. So step number one, master product knowledge. Know your product inside and out. Know your product better than the customer knows it. If you do that, it's going to lead you to a lot more sales. And that builds me to the next one. See, after you master your product knowledge, build strong customer relationships. See, at the very beginning, just try to build a relationship with the customer. Be a master at building rapport. See, it's easy to buy something from a friend, but it's so hard to buy something from a stranger. Let me give you an example. Let's say there's a stranger on the street and he asks you for $20. What are you going to say to him? You're obviously, chances are you're probably not going to lend him $20. But let's say your best friend asks you for $20. What are you going to say to him? Obviously, you're going to lend him the money. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you need to focus on building strong customer relationships. Focus more on the relationship than you do on the sale. Write that down. Focus more on the relationship than you do on the sale. If you do that, you will definitely sell more cars. You'll definitely sell more homes. You'll definitely sell more mortgages. You'll close more insurance policies. And it's going to lead you to making over $10,000 a month in your first year. Build strong relationships. See, in the world of car sales, trust is the fuel that keeps the engine running. Take the time to understand your customers' needs. preferences, and concerns. If you do these things, you're going to be on your way to making $10,000 a month, man. Step number 3, hone your communication skills. See, the art of selling at its core is all about effective communication. Remember, understand the customer's needs, know the product knowledge, but now hone your communication skills. Learn how to communicate with that customer. Learn how to communicate that customer's wants to them. See, when you're communicating your car deal, make sure whenever you're closing your car deal, you're reiterating the fact that what the customer brought up to you. They told you in the fact find and qualify that the most important feature to them was safety. They told you that they have kids. So why would you not talk about how the car seat fits really well in the back seat and how your wife can still sit in the front and you have a lot of room in the back? Look at the trunk space. They're a family. They don't give a shit about speed and horsepower. You know what they do give a shit about? They give a shit about that 5-star safety rating. That family that got in a rollover crash and that got saved. Use these types of examples. Learn your communication skills. Learn how to talk to people and learn how to ask more questions and do less of the talking. See, when you're in a car deal, people love talking. People just love talking about themselves. So make sure you master the art of asking questions. Write that down. When you learn how to ask the right questions, you will close more car deals. Customers will actually close themselves. Let me repeat that again. When you master the art of asking the right questions, customers will start closing themselves. Hey, Mr. Customer, you did say that black was your favorite color, correct? Yeah. You did say safety was one of your most important features, right? Perfect. Hey, remember when I told you that story? What did you think about that when I told you that story? What was going through your mind? Bam! What was going through my mind was, man, I want to make sure I keep my family safe. I want to make sure my kids, I know when they're in the back seat, that no matter what happens, they're going to be safe. Master the art of asking questions. That leads me to a next actionable step. See, when you do all of these things, you are now going to master the art of closing. See, this is when you've done all that hard work, okay? And by the way, mastering the art of closing is only 10% of the deal. The rest is building rapport. The rest is asking the right questions. The rest is making sure that customer has an unbelievable experience. The rest is making sure that you do a good needs analysis, that you pick the right vehicle from them, that it's within their budget, and that you make a friend. That is the most important part. But now when it comes down to the art of closing, this is where you gotta see. When it comes to this part, you've done so much of the hard work. This part is the easiest part, but you know what new salespeople do? They're so fucking scared to ask for the business. They never want to close the deal. And they're so scared of saying, all right, guys, so here's the numbers. This is the payment. This is the price. And if everything looks good to you, I just need a signature right there. Or before going to get the numbers, you know what you should be doing? Hey guys, you know what I'm going to do for you? Blah, blah, blah. We went on a wonderful test drive. I'm going to go to my manager now and get the numbers. But hey, by the way, if the numbers make sense, you would be ready to do a deal today, right? New salespeople, they never ask this fucking question. And they're just scared and they shoot themselves in the foot. Guys, this is the easiest way to close a deal. You've done all the hard work. You've made a friend. All you got to do is just say, hey guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a proposal to you. And by the way, if the numbers make sense, you would be ready to take this home today, right? Always ask that question. If the numbers make sense, are you ready to do a deal today? Are you ready to take this vehicle home today? And nod your head. And if you've done the rest of the part before, if you've done everything before correctly, that customer is going to say yes to you because you're their friend. You've done everything well. You've done a good needs analysis. They love the car. So ask that question because you've earned the right. And that's the other thing. Don't ask that question if you haven't earned the right. And earning the right comes everything you do before the closing part. Oh, but you don't want to do it. Oh, but I'm too scared. I'm too scared shitless. If you're too scared shitless, and if you don't want to do the work before, then get out of the car business. This business is not for you. Making $10,000 a month is not for you. But you know who it is for? It's for those people that are willing to take the time to cultivate good relationships. It's for those people that actually give a fuck about their clients. See, if you don't give a shit about your customer, you should get out of the car business right now. Because you don't deserve that commission check. You don't deserve to make that income. And that's why 99% of salespeople fail, because they don't give a shit about the client. And that's why our industry is so fucked up, because it was full of all these sleazy salespeople. And what we need to do is we need to change that. So give a shit about your client. And people can tell when you care. I know I went on a little bit of a rant and off on a tangent. But these are the things that you need to do if you want to make $10,000 a month. And the last but not least, if you want to make $10,000 a month, you need to get all over social media, man. You need to be all over social media. See, car salespeople, they're the funniest people, man. If they were to get a real estate license, they would be all over social media. But they won't plaster their name. They will not advertise on their own personal page if they're a car salesperson. And I don't understand why. But they want to make $10,000 a month. You know the percentage of real estate agents that fail, but they market themselves? See, I know why you don't want to advertise. I know why you don't want to post it on your own social media or on your Facebook or create that Facebook group or put on Instagram stories on your personal Instagram. I know why you don't want to do it, because you have the fear of failing. And the fear of failing, write this down, will always lead you to failure. See, everybody's scared of failing. But that's where the money's at. That's where the freedom's at. It is scary, but you need to attack it. And if you want to make $10,000 a month, you need to get all over Facebook. If I were you and I got into the dealership, I would post all the used cars that I have on Facebook Marketplace. All of them. With my cell phone number. And I'm going to show you guys. I'll do a video specifically on how to post cars on Facebook Marketplace, but I would be all over that. I would post daily deal of the day on my Instagram stories. And I would give people buying tips of how to buy cars on my Instagram stories. Why not? Every other business person does that, but you won't, because you're so full of shit and you're a little bit embarrassed. So I'm a car salesman. Man, you know, car salespeople make more than 99% of the people do in North America. Being a car salesman can get you into the 1%. The 1 freaking percent with no education, just fucking hard work and dedication. That's what it can do. But you're too scared to post on your Instagram. If you don't want to, you're never going to make $10,000 a month. Guys, I hope these tips really helped you out. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. And this was the full guide for beginners to making $10,000 a month. Have a great night.